Hey, I'm Professor Chris McCusker. This is the Quarantine Management Institute. And we're going to talk about, in this episode, respect and responsibility. When we think about leadership, four basic approaches to analyzing leadership. There's the heroic approach, the situation, matching, and design. With the heroic approach is about the person. The question is, what kind of a person should I be in order to be an effective leader? The situation approach, we're talking about in other episodes, has to do with circumstances. The matching approach has to do with fit between your style and the situation. And the design approach has to do with designing a process. So we're focused on that first approach, the heroic approach. And we're in the heroic approach, here at the Quarantine Management Institute, we're emphasizing three basic qualities of character, three basic notions. The first, optimism. In the previous episode, we talked about learned optimism and the importance of being optimistic in a crisis such as the COVID-19 crisis pandemic. Also, we're going to continue that conversation by talking about respect and responsibility. As always, feel free to comment. And let's have a conversation. So let me get us started here with this episode on respect and responsibility. And in order to start the conversation, I'd like to share a story that comes from my experience selling hot dogs on Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street, as you know, includes all sorts of beautiful people from around the world coming to New Orleans and having a party and enjoying themselves. A lot of wonderful people have come through, and I've met a lot of beautiful people, and also my coworkers, some great colleagues who also sell hot dogs on the street. We all kind of protect each other, look out for each other, hang together. Really wonderful experience to meet them and get to know them. Now, one fellow in particular, I'm going to tell you about now. He's an African American man, in his 60s. He's what we call an old G. Now, people have called me an old G, meaning gangster G, old G. I mean, it's fun when people call me an old G, but the truth is I'm no gangster. I'm no tough guy. I mean, I'm not a cream puff either, but he's actually an old G, as in gangster. Kind of a rough guy. Retired, you know what I mean? He's selling hot dogs. He's not looking for any trouble. But I wouldn't mess with him. And I wouldn't recommend anybody else mess with him either. In fact, he also knows how to fight. So he's the same height and weight and proportions as Muhammad Ali. And he's pointed that out to all of us. Don't mess with me because you're messing with Muhammad Ali. So my friend, let me just call him Ali, was at his hot dog cart. And I was at mine a couple blocks, about 3 blocks from where he's stationed. But I decided to take a break. I needed to get something to eat and something to drink. I hired somebody to watch my stuff while I went. And I proceeded to walk up the street to see if any of my colleagues needed me to get anything for them while I was at the store. Well, I got to Ali's hot dog cart, and he had a customer he was serving, and he had one person behind that customer. And I said, hey, do you need anything from the store? He says, hold on, I'll go with you. I said, okay, that's nice. We could socialize for a couple minutes. So I stood back, took a step back, and leaned up against the building, waiting for him to finish so that we can walk to the store. And he finished the customer he was helping, and then the next man came up. Now, this next man was an older white man, probably older than Ali. Ali's an older black man. This guy maybe a few years older than him. The customer was wearing a very nice suit, looking good really, wearing a nice suit, and came up, and Ali says to him, how can I help you, sir? And this man looked at him, and his face was kind of a scowl. You know, like, you know, you look like almost like a, I don't know what he just said. He said, boy, give me a hot dog, boy. I did a double take. I'm thinking, okay, I kind of leaned forward a little bit because I know my friend's an old Jeep. You don't want to mess with Ali. So I'm thinking I might have to break up a fight here because this older white man just looked at this grown black man who's working hard to make money and make a living, and he said, boy, give me a hot dog. I think there's a fight about to go down. I'm ready to break up that fight. I mean, I might let my friend get a couple punches in, but then I have to break it up. What happened next was truly stunning. Amazing. Ali said, Ali acted like he never heard him. What would you like on your hot dog, sir? Would you like ketchup, mustard, chili, onion? What would you like? The man said, mustard and onion, boy. There happened to be a couple other people around watching. And they also were kind of watching what was happening there. Ali, my friend, made the hot dog, gave it to the man, and said, thank you very much, sir. And he paid. Ali gave him the change. He didn't leave a tip. And the man walked off eating his hot dog. My friend closed up and we walked to the store. I asked him, I said, hey, bro. What the heck just happened? I think I heard him call you boy, and I think you acted like nothing happened. And he said, that's right, I didn't. And he said to me something very important. He said to me, since when do we keep it real at work? Since when do we keep it real at work? And I said, well, that's an interesting comment. And he said, no, if I kept it real, he'd have been laid out in the street. His head would have been in the gutter, and it would have been, and he'd have deserved it. So he said, I didn't keep it real because I don't keep it real at work. And I said, well, weren't you angry? He said, yeah, but I'm in character. As soon as I say, sir, can I help you? I'm in character. And it's my job to represent the company we work for and not to keep it real, but to do my job, to show respect and to, in so many words, he said, to be respectful, to represent the company, and to make the sale, and to move on. And I said, well, that's amazing. You handled that so well. It was really amazing. He said one other thing. He said there were people watching. And that's not the first time something like that has happened. And he said to me, and I learned something very important. He said, look, anytime somebody's disrespectful to you and there are other people watching, it's an opportunity to make yourself look good. I said, well, I'm very impressed, my friend. I learned a lot. Thank you. I learned a lot. It turns out that the people who were watching later in that night, they themselves came and got a hot dog. And he told me when we got back to the shop, I said, how did it go? He said, oh, the people who were watching, when the racist guy called me boy, he said they all got hot dogs. They all gave me $20 tips. So he made $60, $20 from each of them because he didn't lose his cool, because he maintained his composure. What I like about that story is it embodies both respect and responsibility. He felt that it was his professional obligation as a hot dog man selling hot dogs on Bourbon Street to show respect. He also felt it was his responsibility as a representative of that company to show respect. So it's a story in which both respect and responsibility merge into one. I learned a lot from Ali that day. I learned that you have to be aware of yourself, and you have to be aware of your professional obligation to show respect and responsibility.